What's happening, chat? It's Constant Pressures Eli in the building. Hey, man, shout out to Big Saw for coming through, always showing love. Yes, sir. We running a little bit late, but we right on time. It's all good, baby. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with the Constant Pressure. Hey, man, we got a hot topic, man. Why is it important to have a durable dog? Man, it's very important. Very, very important to have a durable dog. You know what I mean? I've seen I've been on the end of both sides of the stick. You know what I mean? And it's not fun once you realize your dog is talented, but don't have the durability to make it. And a lot of times that's what separates a good one from a great one. You know what I mean? Um, so being durable is very important. You know what I mean? Um, and when I say durable, I'm speaking about dogs with exaggerated features usually. Big bones, big heads, big jaws, big shoulders, um, big legs, all that type of thing. You know, that's what I consider durable. And not only will the dogs look durable on the outside, they should definitely be durable inside. You know, because other factors have come into play when it comes to putting in that work. Is your dog gonna be sore the next day? Is he gonna be so bent out of shape from this one day of work that he can't do the next day? That you got to take him 3 or 4 day rest day just for him to recuperate. You know, this is what I'm talking about when I mention durability. It takes you a long way. It allows you to be able to up your level of work. Um, and this is concerning any task. You know what I mean? Um, So yeah, man. If y'all want to shed some light, man, feel free to jump on here. Throw some comments in. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, man, subscribe. We're gonna have at 10,000 subscribers. I think we're at a little bit over 75 or something right now. But at 10,000 subscribers, we're gonna have a free puppy giveaway to one of our subscribers. And shoot, a puppy giveaway for us is real big because our dogs aren't cheap, and we don't cut no corners, so we're not just giving you something that we don't want. you know it's going to be from a top breeding that we do. It's going to be all the way calculated, just like everything else has been. You know what I mean? Shout out to Robo. Yes, sir, we in the building. Yes, sir. So yes, being durable is very important. If you're not durable, um simple things like walks, flirt poling, um treadmill sessions, things like this can become difficult to complete. Yeah, you might look good in the moment, but once you realize your dog is limping the next day, he's sore, um he's not able to complete the task that was put in front of him, because he's not durable enough to take the hard work and the dedicate. I mean, the hard work and the trauma that it takes to be special. You know what I mean? And we put our dogs through a lot. And a lot of times they want to do it. They'll go, go, go. A lot of times their heart is there, but their body's not. So um, sometimes these dogs can just be born more durable than other dogs. Uh, Jeff Smith, salute, brother. Jeff Smith say, I got a heavy bone male that no matter how good of shape I get him in, he has no wind. But very smart and the strongest 40 dog I've ever seen. But I'll never breed him because he tanks out so fast. Yes, sir. And it can be like that sometimes, having the more thicker bones, the more durable bones, that can definitely get in the way of performance. So even in like other things like boxing, um, you don't want those big bone muscle heads too much. Um, I like the dogs to come out real durable, and they usually translate to where they can be um, durable but still agile. You know what I mean? So that's what I like about our dogs. But I totally get it, brother. Sometimes those dogs just not gonna have the wind. They might have everything else but the wind. So that might be something that you want to breed for. So if he has all the other characteristics that you like in a male, and he's just lacking wind, shoot, I'd say that's something you can fix through breeding. you know, as long as he's game, as long as he's strong, as long as he's fast, as long as he's got everything else you want in him, you can add some wind in the breeding through breeding, selective breeding. You know, get you a female that you notice that her lineage carries outstanding wind. Watch her assess her. So you can see that if she carries that trait that you need. And once you do that, you could go from there, and you can decide to maybe add that with that male, and you might get something special. You never know. you know so things like that can be added over time. You can add wind, so I wouldn't be too alarmed. you know um one of the hardest thing to add is gameness. If you don't got it, don't think you're gonna get it, you know consistently. um so yeah, right here, being durable is very important, just to get that workload done. You know, like for me, I'll set a schedule for my routine, and I want to be able to perform every day that I wake up. I want to be able to complete those tasks. I want to be able to check off those lists and those boxes, you know. And if you're not durable enough to do that, then you're gonna slow me down, so I can't keep you around. So having those durable dogs are really important. Y'all make sure y'all share this live. Tell your friends to like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna have a free puppy giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. Like I said, we're over 7,500 right now. So we're on our way. Keep on supporting. We appreciate y'all, man. And if y'all got anything y'all want to say, jump on here, chime in. Let's do it. Why is it important to have a adorable dog? Um, let's get into some other important reasons. Um, sometimes these dogs can, like I said, can have everything else except that. And that can get in the way of you being great and going far. So um, breed for durability. Look for it in your litters. Look for it in the male and the female that you're breeding. Look for it in their grandparents. Um, like I said, I've seen other dogs that have everything else except this, and uh, that's what will deter me from dealing with you, because you can't take the type of punishment that these other dogs can take when they hit the woods and those big hogs get a hold of them, and get to ripping them up and stuff like that. Hunting, things like that happen, so you got to expect it. How fast can your dogs recover from injury? Um, how much damage will they take? You know, all those things are important when you're calculating being durable. You know, Jeff Smith, he has an unreal mouth. He will kill these possums and coons with one head crushing bite. He slaps on the bed every night. He sleeps on the bed every night, but has just getting left out on breeding because I have a few males that ask everything you want. Hey man, if you got those males that got everything you're looking for, there's no reason to breed no dog that is lacking something that you really look for. So I respect that, man. That's the way to do it. I wouldn't tell you different, you know. Focus on those ones that show you everything that you want in a dog. You'll get it more consistently. You'll get it. You'll get good dogs more consistently. I respect that, Jeff Smith. Much love. Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe. Free puppy giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. We're going up. We're going to do it the right way. Appreciate you. Much love for supporting. Hey, man, if y'all got anything y'all want to chime in on the discussion, we here. Let's do it. I'm rolling up this good weed on this Friday, this weekend. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to talk bulldogs and we're going to pop big shit. I'm going to drop that link down if anybody wants to jump up on here and share and share the and elaborate on the topic. Let me see. How do I drop that link? Let's see if I can do that. Bloodthirst, what's happening, man? Let me go grab this link real quick. Give me 1 second. Chilling, chilling. Yes, sir. I'm dropping this link if anybody want to shed some light on this topic, man. Hey, man, it's very important. I'll get rid of a whole line if it's not durable. Promise you. Drop this link in the chat. Come on. Thought I knew what I was doing. All right. StreamYard, baby. Let's get it. RBG in the building. Bloodthirst in the building. Robo in the building. Jeff Smith in the building. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I think I dropped that link. If y'all come cook with your boy. I want to walk up out of them woods, man. I don't want to have to carry none up out of them woods. I don't want to have to carry none up out of them woods, man. I know it gets real like that when you hunting them big hogs, but man, 9 times out of 10, I want to come out of there with less damage as possible. So being durable is important, but being smart is also important too. You can't expect to go in there with a dumb dog and Expect them not to be injured or hurt. You know what I mean? Um, Usually the dumb dogs, they'll overwork themselves. You know what I mean? Usually them dumb dogs, they'll overwork themselves, you know? Um, I got most of my dogs through ADBA. I think I got a few that are bona fide registered, but overall mostly ADBA. Um, and it's not for no specific reason, man. I just know that the ADBA's been around for a while, and they're one of the most um, trusted registries. You know, not to take anything away from Bonafide, I mess with everybody who's putting things together, who's being innovative and coming up with new ways of doing things. So shout out to Bonafide, shout out to ADBA. Man, they've been holding it down for lots of years. Yes, sir. I'm dropping some of this wax in this joint. I'm finna get it popping. Anybody that see that link that's working? I just want to know. Is it giving you the option to get on here? You know what I mean? Maybe nobody want to jump on here and kick shit, and that's all right. But is it at least giving you the option to be a guest here? I'm hoping so. Hey. It's on there. Okay, that's a bet. That's a bet. That's a bet. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. Hey man, we up in our audience, man. We're upping our content these next few months. Um, we're just giving y'all more. You know, y'all been asking for a while, man. Hey, when you gonna go live? When you gonna show your yard? When you gonna do this? You know, I kind of operate on old school rules. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I like the internet and everything. Um, that's my generation, but at the same time, um, I operate on the old school rules and the ways of doing things. You know what I mean? First of all, I got OGs and who expect me to conduct myself in a certain manner. You know what I mean? Um, and that's been like that my whole life. You know what I mean? I got big brothers who expect me to conduct myself in a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Um, so it's a little different when it comes to sharing these dogs with y'all. You know, I'm not conventional with it. I won't bring in nobody. I won't show my whole yard. I won't show all my dogs. I won't show all their living situations just because that's how we protect ourselves. You know what I mean? We keep a real small yard, real manageable yard. We make sure our numbers are not overdid. You know what I mean? We make sure everybody's healthy. You know, every now and then you'll get a dog that might get sick and take a fall, but we're right on it. You know what I mean? We keep our vet records clean. You know what I mean? We got proof to show that our dogs are vaccinated, taken care of. You know, that's the way to be. You know what I mean? So with the blessings of God, we'll be able to show you more this year and showcase more of our stock. You know, shout out to Dickie Foster. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go in that private chat, see studio chat one person. At any time, if y'all want to jump on here and shed some light on the topic, why is it important to have a adorable dog? Man, it's very important. I didn't mention the uh, one aspect of the durability, um, the teeth. Man, that's real important too, man. I've seen dogs try to catch those hogs on the ear, and those hogs shake, and the dogs lose their whole grill. You know what I mean? And usually, like I said, it's traits. Strong teeth are bred in your dogs. Weak teeth run in families of dogs. I've seen it generation after generation. You got teeth problems because the family that you're running um, is lacking that quality. You know, so all those things is real important, man, to have a successful dog, being durable all the way through. Um, I seen those teeth just snap out of the dog's mouth so easy, you know, and not be able to perform or do the job. Like I said, a lot of these dogs can do it off just solely heart, and that's real respectable when you see that. But you know, you want your dog to have all his tools, you know. So breeding for durability is important, so important. I mean, preparing your dog the right way is important too. You know, that's why a lot of the OGs they believe in something called a pre-keep. To get your dog prepared. You know, you know, three weeks before you start the intensive work, you do a little pre-keep. To get your dog's paws hard at the bottom, so when you hit that roll, you're not ruining their paws. Um, yeah, man. So many different aspects when it comes to having an adorable dog, man. They might have just that hog might have just gave you a run for your money for 30 minutes. Y'all might have went back and forth and back and forth. You did damage, but not the type of damage that he did because you weren't durable. Your bones were small. Your bones were weak. Your teeth were weak. So you took more damage, you know. Um, our dogs don't just look durable, and they don't just look like that for a reason. They're really built like that. You know what I mean? They're really built like that. Hard to hurt them. It's real hard to hurt them. Feel free to jump on here, man. I'm gonna roll up this joint. I'm packing it to the T, to the top. Um, Hello?
Can you hear me? Eli. Hello? Hello?